Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Gleb, and today we're going to talk about the easiest and fastest way to enter Thailand in 2021. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you are looking for important Thailand tourism updates or enjoy watching cinematic vlogs, then you've come to the right place. We ask if you find this information useful, then please leave a like for Father Algorithm and consider subscribing for future videos such as this one. Or if you have any questions or suggestions for some future videos, then feel free to comment and leave them down below. Alright, so let's dive into the topic at hand. And I want to say that you should watch until the very end of this video because I want to cover some things that are not easily available online. It's important that you hear all of the information so you can make the right decision for yourself and possibly even save some money. Not exciting stuff, but hang tight and pay close attention. This way you can avoid surprises and make the most of your trip. So if you're coming to Thailand as a tourist, there are 3 relatively easy ways to get into the country, and those are the Stb Visa, the TR Visa, and the Visa Exempt status. So which method should you choose should you want to enter Thailand as quickly and as painlessly as possible? Let's dive into it. If I were to come to Thailand in 2021 from abroad, I would most likely choose between the TR Visa and the Visa Exempt status. In order to make this completely clear, I've made a little comparison for you to analyze in order to help you make the best choice. The reason why I excluded the Stb Visa from this comparison is because as of September 2021, this visa is set to expire. It will no longer have another way to transfer to another visa type. Normally, the Stb Visa allowed travelers to enter Thailand for up to 90 days and to be extended twice more for a total of 270 days. Upon expiry, this visa was also capable of being transferred to another visa type. But as of the recent news that we have heard, that will no longer be the case after September 2021. For those of you that still do wish to apply for the Stb Visa and kind of hope that the government extends this policy, you may also choose to do so at your own discretion. And keep an eye out on the news because it's quite possible that they might change the policy as they've been doing all year long. On top of all of that, the visa process for applying for the Stb Visa is quite complex compared to the TR Visa and the Visa Exempt status. So now let's move on to the last 2 contenders. We have the TR Visa and the Visa Exempt status. Let's compare the two. So essentially these 2 methods of entry into Thailand are the same thing, apart from a few factors, which include the cost, the duration of stay, and the application process. So we're going to analyze these differences, and finally we're going to talk about the Visa Extension process, which will help clear things up even more. So let's first compare the duration of the stay of the TR Visa versus the Visa Exempt status. Coming on Visa Exempt entry currently allows you to stay for 45 days. Previously, this limit was 30 days, but the government has added an additional 2 weeks in order to compensate for the 2-week mandatory quarantine. On the other hand, the TR Visa allows you to stay in the kingdom for up to 60 days, but here is the catch. In that 60-day window, the 15-day quarantine is counted towards your total amount that you can stay in Thailand. So essentially, you're only getting 45 days that you can roam around the kingdom. So let's move on to the application process. In order to enter Thailand using the Visa Exempt status / bilateral agreement, you will first need to check the list of countries that have this kind of agreement with Thailand, which I've linked for you in the description below. You will still of course need your certificate of entry, have your ASQ accommodation booked, your PCR test, your insurance, just like you would for any other visa type at the moment. So how does the TR Visa differ from the Visa Exempt status when it comes to the application process? Well, to be honest, it's completely identical, except from the fact that you're going to need to do an online application, gather all your documents, and come in and apply within 10 days of departure. This is obviously time consuming, which is why I wouldn't consider this the fastest way to enter into Thailand. In this video, I'm not going to go into the details of the application process, but if you would like me to create a separate video giving you a detailed explanation step by step on how to do an application for the TR Visa or the Stb Visa in 2021, then please comment below. So finally, let's move on to the cost. As you may have already guessed, for the Visa Exempt entry, you do not need to pay for visa processing fees. They are entirely free and you just get a stamp when you arrive in the airport straight into your passport. The TR Visa, on the other hand, has a $40 processing fee. So we've now determined that excluding quarantine time, you are paying $40 to roam around for 45 days versus the 30 days that you get for free if you come visa exempt. But say you want to extend your stay past 30 or 45 days. Here's what you need to know in order to help you make a smart decision. For example, you only want to come for 2 months. I still would recommend the visa exempt status because in order to get that extra month stay, you can just apply for an extension here locally for a fee of $60 in order to extend for an additional month. The TR visa also allows you to extend your stay for a period of 30 days after your visa expires. But that will bring up your total visa fees up to $100 for a period of 75 days. So here comes the interesting part. After you've extended either one of these options by 1 month, you will most likely be eligible to apply for an additional 60-day special extension right now. So that would mean after you spend 60 days outside of your quarantine, you will most likely be eligible for a special extension if you came on the visa exempt status. The same would apply if you came on the TR visa only after 75 days after you've left quarantine. The government of Thailand has made it available for tourists to extend their visas on site due to the current travel crisis. This is how majority of tourists have been able to stay in Thailand for over a year now. I think it's great that the government of Thailand has been doing this to help travelers, and I believe it mutually benefits the economy as well as the people stuck here, and I hope they keep doing this as long as possible. At the time, the cost of this extension is $60, and I want to reiterate one more time that you cannot immediately get this once your initial stay expires. You will first need to do the 1 month extension, and once that expires, you will be able to most likely apply for this special one. So let's recap quickly. What it comes down to is $40 for 45 days versus 30 days for free. Both ways have equal opportunities for extension and for transferring to other visa types once the visas have expired. So in conclusion, if you came via Visa Exempt status, you could potentially stay here just as long as a person who came here using the TR visa without the extra headache of applying for a visa online. Right now, the government special extension program is available to anybody who arrives here on a tourist visa. So you have to ask yourself, is the hassle of going through the visa application process really worth that extra 15 days if you could potentially get the same amount if you didn't go through that process? Also remember that the visa extension process is done on the spot. You can easily be finished within 1 morning going in and out. And on top of that, you no longer need to do any border runs or leave the country in order to get an extension. Normally, the TR visa is a 60-day visa, which would make it worth buying over the visa exempt entry. But now in the summer of 2021, it seems that it would make more sense to use the visa exempt option to enter into Thailand for your 2021 vacation. I truly believe it is the easiest and fastest way to get yourself into the country if you wanted to come here as soon as possible. If you are planning to come to Thailand for no shorter than 30 days and no longer than 45 days, then the 45-day TR visa option would be for you. I hope I was able to get my point across to you and that I was as clear as possible, and hopefully this kind of clears up any confusion you might have had in regards to the fastest way to enter into Thailand in 2021. If you found this video useful, you can show your support by subscribing, leaving a like, and a friendly comment. We hope to see you again next time and look forward to seeing you in the land of smiles this year.